So let's go ahead and start working on our image, and we begin with selecting one from camera raw. This image was shot on a Canon R5 with preset. You can see focal length about 50 millimeters was set. A little bit foggy, but overall I think that will work. So I'm going ahead, double tap, click, open inside the camera raw. Okay, inside camera raw, a couple of things I want to verify. First, I want to open my properties, and this is color space sRGB. I shot on a Canon with Adobe RGB, so I'm going to switch to the profile. If you prefer, you can leave it on the sRGB format. It will have a little bit less color, so you can switch as you need it. In some cases, you know what, maybe I should leave it on the sRGB. I don't know, let's go set same things. The reason that if I switch on sRGB, because some of the plugins that I'm using work only in sRGB mode, but currently I'm not planning to use them, so I want to keep it the wider palette to work, and Adobe RGB it's my preferred. So the depth will use the 8-bit channel. It's provide more information for us less fringing. When we work with the more bit and wider palette, we will need to convert a little bit downscale by colors and other things to be sure it's properly showing on the webs like social media and other ones, because formats like JPEG, PNG, and other ones may don't have all this information we have currently. But overall, this is our camera preference. I'm going ahead and set OK. For me, what is important and see right where we can see a little bit highlights. So I'm going to take my highlights down. I want to be sure I don't have it blow up elements like maybe reflections, other things. We'll bring shadows just a little bit recover, but as well bring sharpening. And to restore skin tone a little bit on highlights, we'll bring up. The one thing keep in mind, the color does not give it a shapes. The only luminosity, darker shadow, and highlights will give it a shape of this, and it's what I want to keep it. Rest look okay, and we'll go ahead and open this inside the Photoshop. As it's open, you can see I already have some background. You know what's happening? This is background I created inside with Midjourney AI. So it's kind of created based on the word strings, and I have a different video to showing how you can do this. And right here, few of them you can preview on different resolutions and other things. Purposely done this so we can look. And after this, we can going to replace the background here, and we'll drag those images and see which one work better. Usually you have two ways to do compositing. One, you can almost anytime you need to isolate models, so you can have a pen tool or magic wand, you can isolate. Another way with some of those, I prefer to work as the overlay mode. So it's meaning we can put the image over, switch to like soft light, overlay, screen, whatever you want to, sometimes multiple for the same ones, and using brush tool to bring specific details from those backgrounds to our scenery. So in this way, it is still using masking, but it's more in an overlay kind of mode. So to me personally, I have two different styles how we do compositing. And of course, they both work very well. And I'll show you some examples right here. This is using overlay mode. You can see how it's applied. And right here was using pen tool isolation and just using this way. So you have it multiple ways you can use it, but for us, we'll use it overlay mode. Okay, so let's first, before we start, we need to prepare a model. And I want just to increase a little bit, shift it, so we'll have it a little bit more on the top. Mostly I want to bring actually eye like an across right there. So we'll do just a little bit cut off around there. Okay. So one kind of point. Remember, this is the two-third rules. This is centers where mostly our attention will going, and I want to set kind of on your eye. We're going to use it the content aware type. So we'll click enter. It's take a little bit time for the Photoshop to process, and it actually does a good job, except sometimes like right here on the top you can see just a piece of the head put it. I don't worry too much about this. We're actually going to take healing brush and just remove it. That should work very well. But overall, because we're using overlay, don't really concern too much. The one thing, it feels like model a little bit falling on the side, so let's go ahead and readjust a little bit right here, table. And I'm just looking for her eyes, so they're going to leave it straight right there. And same, we'll go with fill, content aware fill. So let's go click OK, and this should take a little bit faster. And here we can reposition nicely. Okay, this is prepare overall on the size and kind of fill gaps, the spacing. Let's go retouching. I'm going to use the spot healing brush. We'll create a new layer. Okay, let's go call it touch up. We'll get closer, and I don't know how much we'll go to modify. Mostly I want to keep it freckles, everything, just some small, like right here, maybe dust, a little bit touch up. I don't really worry too much about some of those elements because we're going to use it smoothing on the skin. Just need to go check if I have anything like unusual pop up, like maybe right here, just something. But I think overall it's look fine. I don't think we need to touch up too much, so that is look okay. Let's go next. Control Command Shift Alt E, take all images combined together. This we'll call smoothness. Okay, let's go smooth, and we'll go to filter, noise, dust and scratches, and then we'll set, let's see what we need. I think this is about 30 pixels will be about right. I don't want too blurry, so we don't want to go like crazy blur. Okay, we want about 30 pixels, as long as I can see shapes, but same time like almost painting is where we're going. So let's go ahead, click OK. And now what we need to go create a mask over. So Alt and click on the mask. It will create the black mask. It's hide what we done before. And now we can take our brush. Be sure it's set on the soft round. And let's set opacity to the 10%. Zoom in. Switch to the white color. Foreground, background. And now we can start painting in. I don't want to paint too much because I do like a little bit sharpness. But I want smoothness a little bit on the skin to apply. So it's look a little bit more like a painting. Okay, right there. Just a little bit. Of course, we need to apply on the hands. But I think that is about all we're going to do. Not too much. Okay, next, let's Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to go create new. We'll call this hair. Okay, we'll just need it a little bit, make painting look a hair, and this will do with the filter, stylization, oil painting. And then all painting will have our stylization 10, cleanness 10, scale 0, 1, brush 1, and lighting, let's go set from this angle because it's going from that right top corner, and we can see right here was kind of our reflector. Okay, now we do have it, but I need to add a little bit more contrast between the hair. We'll achieve this by going filter, sharpness, and go to unsharp mask. And we'll just kick in all the way to about 200. Okay, around there. Let's click OK. And again, we don't need to apply to all image, so we'll have it Alt or Option, click on the mask. And by using our brush with previous presets, we'll just start brushing in our hair, and that should actually give it a little bit more paint-like look. The other things I recommend right here, we have flowers on the back, them looking okay, but if you have it close up, they may look a little bit more artificial, like right there. Same if we do apply paint, they will look more like paint actually. Okay, apply there. Let me go a little bit more hair. We have it around this area. There you go. Okay, so we kind of clean up a little bit hair. Next, I'm going to use a dodge and burn, but this is more will be like local, not environment related yet because we're going to do this again. So we'll go fill tool, 50%, opacity 100. Okay, and we'll switch these to our soft light. Soft light will make 50% invisible, and now by using a normal brush with a soft 10%, same as before, we can brush in shadows and highlights. And usually I just want to emphasize a little bit right there. Shadows. Her head was looking flat, so we'll just add a little bit more shadows. Maybe on a hand. And we'll see, because hand may producing lights, we may need to fix it, but I think that is okay. Let's go around lips, nose, a little bit add. Also depth in the hair, and a little bit darken right around there. Okay, now let's switch to the white and I press X. You notice when you press X, it switches between foreground and background. Fastest way to do that. Okay, we'll add a little bit spectral lighting on the top of the nose, highlights, and a little bit, okay, one stroke over there on the lips. There you go, and now on the hands, add highlights. We won't do too much, but if you look on the face, even with this, you can see we add a little bit depth. It's what does shadow and highlights, they always add depth to our view. Okay, oops, I need to go back, enable. Let's go black, and just a little bit add overall. Again, it's not environmental lighting, it just add a little bit better shapes. Okay, kind of like this in the skirt, and you can see you can add shadows. It is helpful. Okay, let's look before and after. So we add a little bit more interesting depth to this. Let's go next. What I want to do, it is add overall, just enhance a little bit details, bring sharpness in. Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E will take create new layer. We'll go global dodge and burn, and we'll go to image adjustment, black and white. Right here, we'll bring skin tones a little bit up, and we're going to image adjustment. Let's go to shadow highlights, and if you just see like this shorter, you have it right here, show more options. Click on this, it will expand. We'll need pop-up amount on highlights and shadows to 100%. We'll take this down to about half, 15 pixels, and we'll just bring lower. Okay, because we're going to use it soft light mode, again 50% gray, your sides will become invisible. Whatever is darker will make a little bit more higher contrast, like almost, and brighter. So right there we'll set. Now let's go to next soft light switch. You can see just add a little bit more detailizations, but I'm going to shrink down opacity. Okay, I think that one is working. Next, let's go to now add some background to this, and you can see I have several different backgrounds: flat, a little bit books on the side, and windows. So I don't know which one will work better. Let's look at our image. So we have an opening position. There's if window on the side, that may work better. So let's go ahead and grab this one and just grab, drag, and drop. So we proceed, and you can see how smaller versus, because my image size, if we look right there, okay, its image size 8,000, 9,000 pixels. Okay, even you render with Midjourney on highest, it will be only 2,000 pixels, what it is. And now we need to scale up. Any time when you scale up, it will always make a blur because information does not exist, but it's okay because we're going just on the background. Right here we can see it's right place it. So let's go ahead now on this one. We'll switch opacity a little bit down. I think with window work. We'll see, maybe switch window going around. So at this point, I want to create a mask for this. And we'll actually use this mask in another area. So let's go ahead, hold down Alt and click, it will highlight. Have the mask, we'll take our brush now, white, 10%, and we can start painting in. We painted just the masking. Don't worry if it's come up a little bit over. Actually, you know what, let's go to 30% opacity so we can go faster. Okay, right there. Okay, there you go. And you can see it's actually coming up not bad. However, it's not what we're going to use. We just right now painting, so we can preview Okay, right there. Let's zoom out. Let's go put it a little bit more around flowers. It's kind of look okay, but I think it's a little bit messy. So what we can do, we can take all these different ones. Now let's go grab another one, like this one, drag and drop, put it here. Okay, same, Command Control T to scale. So we'll scale this one up. I just want to see which one will look a little bit better. So we'll bring this up. Oh, flame, I don't want to cut flame on the top. Okay, let's go ahead and select this one, same things, drag and drop. Okay, Command Control T. Okay, expand a little bit. A bit more books. I don't know if its books will work because they are a little bit closer. Okay, we have it. And this one. Yeah, let's go grab that one. Put it same. Command Control T. One thing with Midjourney, it's look very abstract kind of, but it's as a background. Actually, it's with the overlay type. It's work very well. Okay, so right here, problem we have some on the back. I'm going to just take the mask we created, hold down Alt key or Option, left click and drag. And you can see as we're dragging, it's actually duplicating on each level. So what we can do, we can actually disable and we can look, okay, this will other books, this flame too big, no. So it could be between this or this one. And I think the last one, this one look a little bit more interesting because have some behind here. So that one, yeah, I'm going to use this one. Okay, for now we can take those, put them in a group and hide, just in case if I want to come back. Okay, we'll take our layer. Let's go call it backdrop. Okay, and right now it's in simple normal mode, so we can preview. But I found the better blending actually we can achieve by combining modes. So what I was meaning this, let's switch this to the soft light, and you'll notice how it's better blending now together with for us. So like on the edges, and we can also actually take, let's look on our mask. You can see how soft, so we can actually take this our mask and they work a little bit better. Don't worry about stepping over. And then this is what about soft light mode. In other ones, we can see how the edge of the flowers kind of blending together. If they blend too much and hiding, remember we can always go back and fix. But for now, if we touch even edge, it's actually give it this almost color light spill. Okay, right there. And same on the flowers. So it's have a nice, beautiful blending. Very fast to do, very easy. Okay, so the next things also what I want to do in this case, it is add more because we have its lights in this. And usually one layer may be good enough working, but I'll show you the you can upload more, you can apply more than just one. So let's say we duplicate this one, we duplicate it, and now instead soft lights, let's switch this to the screen. And you can see as a screen, it did apply. I don't want to apply everywhere, so now I can go ahead, switch my brush to the black color, and remove, hide in some of the screen modes. So I want to apply screen maybe just by the windows, not by the other areas. So in this case, what we're doing, we're actually taking and we're applying just to those places. So we don't, like in the dark areas, we don't want it. Contrast, and we have a very high contrast currently in our background versus, we'll just go right there, see how we're hiding a little bit better. Right there, but we take our window, okay, give it a few seconds to catch up, and we can see, okay, so what I wanted, it's this screen mode on window right here, because this is where the kind of bright stuff happening. If you always step on a like hair, switch to the other tool, black, and we can actually just remove that transparency, make it more solid. Okay, right there. Let's go to 20%, so go a little bit faster. Okay, same with the head. You can see right there, see how head was too much. Oops. So we'll go definitely put it right there on the head. Okay, and I think we also have it a little bit right there with the head. There you go. So we'll just restore both of them. Okay, and right there, see our heads. Actually, we want to, yeah, let's go restore this head right there. So we're going back. We'll just paint a little bit back our head. Don't worry if it's too dark. We'll fix this in a second. Okay, so we applied soft light, we applied light, but we can also apply multiply. So let's see what's happening. And notice we have it all these three different. Together they will combine and create one same one. However, for us, we don't want the same. We want to create take individuals. So we'll take our black mask, and you can see it does not apply anything. And now we'll switch to the white brush. We can apply darker. Like this corner, I don't like it, so I can apply multiply to those areas. Just go over darker some of those elements, and it will help me kind of blend them a little bit better together. I think flowers right there, a little bit blend. There you go. Okay, so what we did, we used different modes. We used all these three different modes for our background to blend in, and in some ways it's a more creative way. Now let me go a little bit blend in right here, darker. There you go. Okay, this it just has a just different way to compositing. This is more, I think, art kind of alike. Compositing right here a bit bright. Let me go right there, and I think it is on the screen or soft light, so it's what we're going to remove here. There you go. Just a little bit too much. Okay, 6. Let's go to remove it. Hide on 2 of those ones. Okay, remove lights. Okay, so we kind of created. So let's go ahead before we apply other things, and we'll add some smoke and other things to backgrounds. We'll do some additional options, but next what I want to do it is add maybe right here some creature. And you know, if you're using Midjourney, you're gonna actually create quite a bit weird creatures there. So we're going to create one before, and I'll just put it this in. This one creature, we're going to use it, put it maybe just like this with the eyes. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll put this above, and let's, I think right there will work about right. Okay, Command Control T, just scale slightly right there, I think. Okay, next let's go ahead and take our circular tool. We'll hold down Shift, so it will be, you don't need to be absolutely perfect, but it is helpful for us. And we'll just go ahead create a special mask to this. Okay, let's go ahead and click on the mask, and I'm creating mask. We still even going around, but mask will help us in a second. And what we're going to do is distort. So what does it meaning? If we click on a mask now, let's go select to 100%. It says in a glass, but it's look flat. So we can go to filter, distortion, and we can go spherize. And we can also just a little bit like this, spherize. So what we'll do, it will take effect. Actually, you know, it does help if I select properly. So, but okay, spherize, and you can see if we do this, it will create like spheritic things. What I noticed with the smart object, it's not necessarily work as you want it, so you want to almost take it and convert smart object to rasterize. Okay, so let's go ahead, like this one, we don't need that one. Let's go close it, this one, and we'll go to right click and going to rasterize our layer. Okay, and then now when we select mask, we'll go to filter spherize. This will spherize a little bit properly. We can go to filter spherize more. There you go. I think this is look a little bit better. Okay, now we can select mask. Let's take our tool and I'll switch to white 10%. Okay, Control Z. Let me see right here. Yep, there you go. Okay. What I want to do, it is removing a little bit. Oops. I'm going a different way. I need it black. There you go. Yes. So, and I'm just a little bit high because if you look on a glass, the closer to the edges, it's almost like hiding. So it's transparent. What we need to do, it's these, create this effect. And next, let's go just to take down a little bit. Right about there, so we can preview. We can add specular lighting in some areas, but it's, you know, it's creating like almost creatures inside the orb. Okay, I think that is good. So let's go ahead now. We created a backdrop, we implement stuff. Let's build them together because they still kind of does not look like they belong together. I think it's our contrast because she was shot in a studio where we're using a lot of fog and haze and contrast is very low and background contrast a little bit higher. So we can take backgrounds and apply to these, but I think I will just add another curve for the person because in Photoshop what's happening, the layers stack on top of each other. So if I apply to the top, I needed clipping and do other stuff, but instead we'll just look one below and we'll have it luminosity. Okay, level, let's go switch to the luminosity. So we apply affecting only brightness contrast, not coloring. And now we can just create slightly this S-type curve, which is will make contrast a little bit higher and try to match contrast what we have on our background. Let's look. I think this is more accurate now. There you go. Because you can see it's applied a little bit to everywhere. So let's go take mask. The reason is why, because we're using overlay. Remember, an overlay, it is will affect below, and it's we just need to kind of mask this out because I don't want increased contrast on those elements. Okay. Next step. So we have it the nice model, everything. We have it candles with no lights. So let's go ahead and add lights to this. Okay, so I have my collection of the flames. We'll just go ahead and put it in. And this is 13 flames. So they're all different because we don't want the same ones to go over. Okay. Okay, more flames. I think that is all of them. Okay, now let's select Control Command T, all of them at the same time. We'll go shrink it. Just be about, I think, let's see, I think this size will be about right for them. Okay, maybe, you know, just a little bit smaller, around there. Okay, press enter, so we kind of combine all of them. Now we can put it on top, take all of them at the same time, switch the screen mode, and now we can take one by one and just reposition them depending where they're going. So go right there. Of course, we can match with the directions or adjustments, but I think for now it will be just fine. So I'll put it with candles. Go over places. Okay, and we'll need to also add some lighting from them. That is will be our next step. Okay, right there we add it. I think it's almost all of the lights. I'll see if I miss some of them. Okay, we have right there. Nope, I think we're good. Precisely all lights. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so right here you can see we just add a little bit flame, just make a little bit look kind of nicer. Let's now add lighting, what we have from those candles, and we'll go above everything. Let's take our candles actually right there, group them together. Okay, we'll call candles. We'll go create new layer. This will be our light casting, and it will be in a soft light mode because we don't want overlay too much, but we want to cast color. And our candle need to be like about this warm. We'll want to be sure it's 10% opacity or lighter. And I'm just selecting from here and start painting, and you can see just add. Nice things about soft light, if you have it brighter, it will increase brightness. However, it also casts the color. So if you do like on her, for example, right there, you can see it does add a little bit lighting on our model. So it's add this color casting. It's what we wanted, like it's coming from these candles. And it's creating lights coming. I'm not sure if right here I see our vase too past. So let's go work on our vase to hide some transparency. And of course this is kind of overlay. I think this is actually going with our screen mode. It's this one, which applied. Okay, let's go back here. Yeah, there you go. So we can take and restore a little bit our vase. Okay, 1%. We'll just a little bit over. Nice things about this way, you don't almost need to worry too much about edge because we can easily blend them with this mode. They're kind of nicer coming together. Okay, so there you go. Now let's go just a little bit reduce around. Okay, look, there you go. Okay, we can also go to our, actually this is light and it should be on a screen mode. There you go. Okay, we'll go there. Same, we'll just hide a little bit on the corner. And we'll go our soft light. And same, we'll just apply a little bit less blending. So we'll restore original almost lights back. Okay, I think this way kind of work a little bit better. Yep, on this corner. Okay, so let's go back to our lights, and our lights set on a soft, 10%, creating lights there. We can also take color on the top and just add a little bit more soft light coming from the window kind of. And in some case, you know what, let's do this. Let's go with a little bit cyan color. So that way we'll have a little bit more play with colors, like a cold color and a warmer color. So it will have this nice color gradient on us. There you go. Okay. Let's go next. We'll create a new layer right here and we'll just set brush. Let's go our brush. We'll go with the smoke. Okay, let's go just select Maybe fog. Let's go with a little bit more on a fog. That one should work. We got 100%. Yeah, about this one. Okay. And we'll have it white color. We can see just randomly edit, which is fine. So add opacity a little bit. We don't need too much. Let's go increase even bigger in size. And we'll just, in a second, we'll do some other things. So we'll add a little bit more fog, like right there. Let's go to filter, blur. I don't like how it is. Come on, we'll go with Gaussian blur, increase right there, and switch to soft light. So there will be R1 light. Kind of just add a little bit to this effect. Okay, and actually I want to create another one and then just overlay. And that one will do a little bit more tricky. So let's say right here we have our fog. Actually, let's see if we can find something like this one. I think they look more interesting, twisted. Okay, we can also just go and put it, see, on a side a little bit. Okay, we can go to select different ones. Add a little bit on the side, and I'm just checking which one, because even, yeah, there you go, we can add a little bit above your head. Okay, just right there a little bit, kind of blending, you can see. The other things also what I like to do, it is take, like, for example, smoke. Let's go to steam there. Okay, we don't need this one, but we can also sample. So we go sample around here. Let's go call it steam, so we can control. And I'll just click around. And what it does, it will create this little bit different coloring. It's what we want to do. This will help us to blend a little bit in stuff. So we'll try to kind of like, there you go. We don't need to use it all of this. We can go to switch to soft light. Remember, we'll have it color casting another ones, but it will help us to kind of blend almost. Okay, next let's create a brand new layer. We'll fill with 50% gray. Let's switch to the normal soft round brush. We want to be black and white. Switch to soft light blending mode, and this one is actually ours. We don't need 100%, but this is will be, oh, I'm setting, let's go, there you go, 10%, that's what I wanted, or 6 will work. And this way we can go ahead and actually add global lighting now. So I can go ahead and 10%, so yeah, we'll add a little bit more, like darker around this area. Switch to the white color, so it will be brighter now. And we can add almost like coming from light source from this area, you know, also coming from this area. Can switch on a darker, kind of creating all of this effect. Okay, so I think it's looked nice. Let's next, what I'm going to do, Control Shift and E, Command Option Alt E to create a new layer, and this will be actually my color correction. I'll go to use the Filter Forge for this. We'll go to Filter Forge, open, and in Filter Forge I pre-created some already color correction stuff. It's what we're going to do. It's just like overlay colors, overlay kind of helpful. We can do this with curves. You can do it multiple different ways. It's just overall colors and contrast. It's actually what it does. But it's helped me very fast way to create a look that I'm going after. and it's what I'm going a bit of retouch kind of look, maybe too oversaturated, so we'll take 52. Let's click apply. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview, and we can see let's add contrast and colors a little bit, so we don't need that high. Next, I'm going to create new selective colors, and in selective colors we go with the black. Just remove a little bit down black, because remember it's fog, smoke, and we kind of try to recreate this a little bit bluish, maybe cyanish. Now let's go with the warmer red kind of. Okay, we'll go with these lights, just adjust slightly. Playing with, again, we're playing with all this coloring. Yeah, I think lights will go this way a little bit. You can see, yep, let's dim down a little bit. Make slightly blue kind of. Most lights, you can see it's creative mood. We'll try to play with this. Too strong, we can just reduce it. And one more thing, I want to add actually grain to this. So we'll create new layer gray. We'll go to filter, noise, add noise, and we'll just have it like 5%. The reason is our grain is all broke up right now because we scale, we did a lot of stuff, but this way it will have it a little bit more uniformity through all of those elements. Actually, you know what, before do this, let me go back before selective color, but after filter forge, Control Shift Alt T, Command Option Alt T, create all of them. And I want to have a brush effect, and we'll go to filter, stylization, and let's go to oil painting. The reason why edge is because we have two different styles. Okay, we have a different styles in the background, we have different styles in the personal stuff, kind of blending. With a brush, we can actually a little bit cheat in some cases and stylize them together. So what I was meaning, we create this, create new mask to hide all of this stuff, take a brush tool, okay, and with the brush tool we can just take all these edges, let's go 20%, and we can actually just brush in a little bit edges. And you'll notice because we do this, it also helps us to integrate, creating similar stylizations on the edges. It's what we want to just, so between right there, help us kind of blend even on the flames. Right there, let's go increase, kind of help us to create this somewhat merge style. We need to apply 100%, and it does, there you go. Okay, about there. And let's go restore our coloring and noise, and there's we have our image. So overall we can go ahead, group together, it says retouching. Okay, and that is what we started with our image, and there's our complete. So just replaced background, some storage, just add effects, because they're not too precise in some cases, but we don't need it on this because the background playing very well with this overlay. And now we have kind of more stories, I think, to this our pictures even before. So now look a little bit more magical. Again, this was using Midjourney render backdrop. It does have, say, it's have this abstract look. I found out it does not necessarily work very well in some cases because how it's blending, how algorithm work. But in current situation, if you find right way, it's actually very nice, very beautiful look background. And remember, beside that, you can have all these different backdrops. I have a very huge collection of the backdrops that are created specifically with idea to replace the background one way or another. If you're interested, I will put a link below for my Patreon and Patreon supporters. They'll have access for free to thousands of 3D render. Then I create my own background, or AI background or other ones. So you have a huge collection to working with on the different themes. Like example, you have it sci-fi, fantasy. You have this magical. You have it cyberpunk, and so on. So a lot of them there. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, give us thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, help me promote a little bit those videos so they have more views, a little bit ranking going up. I appreciate again for all your help and support, and have fun to creating your own art.